Wagwan, good day. I go by the name of Baby Sham, and I got a few things I want to address. Becoming an artist was solely to provide entertainment to the world through my music. Never would I once imagine that I would take on the responsibilities of a country's governing body.
You're not like anyone else. You find the way you are. Did you do this all yourself? A smile ignites the room. Sending us up to the time, you know it's called Tell. Representing for Blessydgazadiva.
From where I stand, as someone from the inner city, the ghetto, and a public figure, I have observed where poverty, poor leadership, illiteracy, and lack of opportunities for the Jamaican youths are the top 4 contributors for the country's high crime rate, not the music. Let us take it a bit further. Are we going to slam or blame Netflix, who is one of the world's top streaming platforms, for violent contents in the same breath? Or are we going to remove data from everyone's smartphones and their homes? Come on. Therefore, it begs to ask the question, is audio communication more effective than video communication? If yes, then it is with great honor that I will lobby for myself and my fellow artists, which are my brothers, to take over the government of Jamaica, so we can finally, through our music, bring some order and restoration to the country. Mr. Prime Minister, did your conclusion arrive from study done, or did it arrive from guilt of mismanagement over the years? People who are already prone to violence and have violent behaviors will always trigger by anything that mimics that their thought, and such. It is easy to conclude that visual or audio is what caused the person to become violent. Not because the conclusion is an easy way out. That means we should use it to mask the real issue at hand, which is poverty, poor leadership from both government and parenting, illiteracy, and lack of communication and opportunities for the youths. An artist is a mirror of society. Whatever society reflects, we tend to reflect it back with music, melodies, and words. If you take away the art from the artist, then you take away the artistry, and then you will have no artist. So please, listen to what the people of the country is really saying, and do the right job, and do the right work. Bless you.
Now another one from Bounty Killer's tutelage has spoken. People, this is exactly what I talk about. There are 4 main reasons, and I put it down to 1. There's one main reason for all the decadence and violence in this country, and that is poverty. Whether it is poverty that leads you to have lack of resources, poverty that leads you to not have a job, poverty that leads you to not have money, poverty that leads you to have mental issues, poverty that leads you to do all manner of evil. People, I've told you this already. I'm going to tell you again. To be poor is a crime, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Baby Sham has made it explicit. He has made it clear. If Andrew Holness now want listen, that is Andrew Holness's business. If Andrew Holness wants to blame dancehall music, that is Andrew Holness's business. Here we have an artist who is intelligent, who is smart, who is shrewd, who is in tune, and who is woke, and who has a voice. So if you want to say Bounty Killer don't, like some of the commenters that I see talking, because Bounty Killer don't talk like this, it doesn't mean that Bounty Killer is dunce. It means that Bounty Killer is grassroots, he's hardcore and to the point. The one artist who used to be very vocal and make it known to the world where he stands, gonna lock him up and throw him in a prison. Vybz Kartel, Adidja Palmer. That is why he will always and forevermore be my artist. Because had he been out, these are some of the conversations he would be using his life and talking about, and that is why I have to applaud Baby Sham in this moment. This is unique, this is different, and more artists should forward out and talk like him. A lot of them are friends with the government, doing things for the government. Let's hope this is a starting point of something different. So let's look at what Baby Sham had to say. 4 problems.
I have observed where poverty, poor leadership, illiteracy, and lack of opportunities for the Jamaican youths are the top 4 contributors for the country's high crime rate, not the music.
Poverty, illiteracy, and poor communication, lack of leadership. Poverty, illiteracy, poor communication, lack of leadership. Let's take lack of leadership to be the paramount one, which is why I will always beat Andrew Holness. And for those of you in the comment section talking about if Andrew cares about my beating, I don't care if Andrew cares about my beating. I care about my beating of that green pug-nosed man because he's doing nothing for the country. And this is what we want to see. These are the sort of entertainers we want to see forwarding out. These are the sort of dialogue we want to see entertainers putting to the government. When you watch this little stupid clip of the government,
can you imagine that?
I agree. In having, leader, Prime Minister.
Remember,
why does it take a TV reporter to be explaining to the government that you should be doing something like this? Take a quick listen.
My influence is to speak like I'm speaking now.
I was so embarrassed for Uno Prime Minister want to give landslide victory.
Call him to meeting.
You know, maybe. That might very well be a good idea. Maybe. But you're right, it might be worth a try.
And if you don't want to call me a political activist, so be it. Never voted, never have, and never will. Because until I see something changing or somebody, like probably even Baby Sham, as he's rightly saying, let us take over the government. Give it to the artists because you're trying to change our artistry. Are you looking at Netflix, Mr. Government? Every time something forwards out, every time something goes bad in the country, every time there seems to be total lack of control because of a lack of rules, a lack of governance in this country, you tend to blame the artist. So he's forwarding out now and he's saying, yes, give it to us to run. Now the first point, lack of leadership. From I was forwarding up in society, my granny don't tell me about the leadership in this place. I know about Bustamante and Manley. Me did hear so the two of them are cousin, not been proven by me, but that's what I heard. And my granny gave me the history. She said, I'm tell you something. You see the boy Bustamante no mean the country no good. And she said, this is what him do. Then she said, you see, Manley, him have him ways, him is a politician, but this is what he did for us. Crash program. Jamal, making you not being called a bastard. She laid it out and she said homes and stuff like that. He started and believed in education. She said he believed in education and that's what she used as a premise to kind of lay my foundation in the sense that she says, listen to me, take up a book and always keep it at your mind. The first book she made me read consistently is the Bible. And then she continuously told me, read your book, read your book, read your book. She says, you see the poverty, you have the ability to change and re-engineer this. And I listened to her intently. And I did have the ability to re-engineer it. And I took the mantle and I re-engineered it. So the leadership that was set in place for me to get education and focus on education, study under a street light and make it out, yes, that's the education that I took from the leadership. Then in the 80s, I heard the stories. I heard the stories from my grandma and my mother about 80s election and stuff like that went on and certain things that the leadership did to start bringing down the country, the shower posses, and the list goes on and on. But again, this is what I have been told and I've read a number of things and seen the videos as well. So the leadership, to Sham's statement, very poor, very crappy, and to this day, it's the worst it's ever been in Jamaica with that green man and that pug nose. Secondly, communication. I just mentioned it in a video that I put up a while ago. It's not a video that I normally do. It is not something that I want to put up, but I realize our society lacks communication. We don't talk. How many people are broken up because they don't talk? How many people treat people badly because they don't talk? How many people leave with the wrong idea because they don't talk? And how many people are dead and in the hospital and sick because they don't talk? And it's both ways. As he rightly said, lack of communication in home and also in our society in general. So give him kudos for that. Then he mentioned poverty. You already know what I feel about poverty. Poverty is a disease. Poverty is a crime, whether we want to believe it, because poverty in itself, I wish it could be spelled backwards and spelled crime, but poverty, you look at poverty in its entirety and it leads to criminality and crime in the highest form. Our government needs to start tackling these things. I'm so proud that Baby Cham took the opportunity to talk to Andrew Holness about it, and I'm going to share this on my platform, and I hope that it reaches many more, and I hope that many other the vloggers out there, because as I tell you guys before, I'm not a vlogger. I just take the information, whether it is news, entertainment, I just take it and I just put it out there. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you agree with Baby Cham? Do you think that he has spoken the truth? Do you think that we have 4 problems? Do you think we have 2, 3, 1? I personally think we have 1, and that is poverty, which Andrew Holness is not addressing. Anyhow, as per usual, we'll have a talk down below in the comment section. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit the notification bell so that you miss no notification. If you've not yet smashed the like button on this video, smash the like button and send this out. I'm out.